Hey everyone, I'm Nathan Jordan. I'm a loan partner with the Edwin Mortgage Team powered by Edge Home Finance LLC, NMLS number 267112. Welcome to today's Explainer. You know, if you've ever felt completely lost or just totally overwhelmed trying to figure out how to buy your very first home, you are absolutely in the right place. Today, we're going to take you from feeling stressed out to making really wise, confident decisions about your future.
My ultimate goal here is to move you away from that chaotic renter reality. You know the one, surrounded by piles of laundry, those dreaded rising rent notices, and the absolute trauma of living out of endless moving boxes. We want to shift you into the mindset of a confident homebuyer. By the end of this guide, you'll have a crystal clear, structured roadmap to navigate this whole process without all that overwhelm. So here's our roadmap for today. We're going to cover 6 distinct steps. We'll start by setting the foundation and planning your money. Then we'll move into the pre-approval power-up and assembling your dream team. Finally, we'll cover offers, inspections, and take you all the way through underwriting to closing day. Let's just dive right in. All right, step 1, the foundation. We need to anchor your journey right off the bat, before you even think about touching the cold, hard numbers. Here's what I want you to do. Go to your computer right now and create a Google Drive folder titled Home Buying Documents. Think of this as your digital headquarters. Inside that folder, open a blank document and type out exactly why you're buying a home. Is it for your growing family? Do you just really want a fenced backyard for your dog? Or are you looking to build equity and take control? Documenting this is absolutely crucial because it prevents something called desire inflation. That's that dangerous little trap where you're doing some late-night scrolling on Zillow, you see a flashier house, you get swept up in the emotion, and suddenly you're ready to blow past your budget because you completely lost sight of your original goal.
Moving on to step 2, planning your money. Now that your why is safely anchored, let's talk about the actual math. To truly wrap your head around affordability, you have to separate your budget into 2 totally different buckets. You've got what you pay every single month and what you pay on day 1. Your monthly costs are your PITI. That stands for principal, interest, taxes, and insurance, plus any HOA fees. Then, your upfront costs are your down payment plus closing costs, which cover things like the home appraisal and title search fees. A really solid rule of thumb to keep your budget strain meter safely in the green zone is keeping your total housing payment under 30% of your gross monthly income. And remember, that's your income before taxes. So, for example, if you're pulling in $6,000 a month, you want to aim for a payment of $1,800 or less. If you start pushing that meter higher into the yellow or red zones, you really have to sit down and manually verify that buying this house isn't secretly sabotaging your retirement savings or your emergency fund. Now, your upfront down payment heavily depends on which of the big 4 loan types you actually qualify for. We've got conventional loans, which typically need a minimum 620 credit score and just 3% down from most first-time buyers. FHA is a bit more flexible. They allow 3.5% down with a 580 credit score. And then we have the amazing zero-down options, USDA for specific rural areas, and VA loans, which are exclusively for our eligible veterans.
But listen, your down payment is not your only upfront cost. You've got to save an additional 2 to 4% of the purchase price specifically for closing costs. These pay all those third parties like the title company and the appraiser. But here's a huge pro tip for you. We can very often negotiate seller concessions. This is where we ask the seller to pay a chunk of these fees for you, which keeps a lot more of your hard-earned cash right in your pocket.
All right, step 3, the pre-approval power-up. Because knowing your budget is great, but verifying it with a lender is where the magic happens.
Think of pre-approval as this quick 15-minute online power-up. You give us some basic info about your work and savings, we run a credit check, and then we match the documents you provide to your application to verify your true buying power. Honestly, it is nothing to be intimidated by. It's literally just us figuring out your exact ceilings so you don't waste time falling in love with homes you can't actually finance. And let's go ahead and debunk a major myth right now. Please do not fear the credit check. We start with a soft pull just to get preliminary numbers, and that has 0 impact on your score. A hard pull is only needed for the final official letter, and honestly, it typically impacts your score by just 0 to 5 points. Plus, you have this fantastic 45-day shopping window where multiple mortgage inquiries count as just a single pull.
Okay, it's time to fill up that digital filing cabinet we talked about. In your Google Drive folder, you're going to want to upload your past 30 days of pay stubs, 2 years of W-2s or 1099s, 2 years of full tax returns, 2 months of bank statements, just to show you actually have the down payment ready, and a clear picture of your driver's license. Having all of this organized means you won't be scrambling in a panic when you find that perfect house and need to drop an offer immediately.
Now, whatever you do, please avoid these absolute pre-approval killers. No buying new cars. No financing a house full of brand new furniture on credit. And for the love of everything, do not quit your job. Steady income is everything here. Oh, and do not move large sums of money around without talking to your lender first. Underwriters do a final credit check right before closing day. And a sudden $5,000 charge at a furniture store? Yeah, that can completely blow up your debt-to-income ratio and literally cost you the house.
Step 4. Assembling your dream team. With your pre-approval letter safely tucked away in your Google Drive, it's time to actually step out into the market and find an agent.
When you're picking an agent, I strongly recommend you avoid using a dual agent. This usually happens when you just call the number listed on a for sale sign and use the seller's agent to represent you too. It creates a virtually impossible conflict of interest. One person simply cannot fiercely negotiate the lowest price for you while simultaneously trying to get the highest price for the seller. It doesn't work. You absolutely need independent representation.
What you really want is an agent with a teacher's heart. You want someone who takes the time to explain the process, respects your budget, and never ever pushes you into a rushed decision. Remember, you don't have to impress them with how much you can spend. Their job is to guide you. And don't get too hung up on someone bragging about 30 years of experience. A highly dedicated, newer agent who communicates brilliantly and hustles for you is incredibly valuable. At the end of the day, just trust your gut.
Step 5. Offers and inspections. This is the active home shopping phase, where all your prep work finally pays off.
Your shopping protocol requires some real discipline. You've got to ditch the late-night doom scrolling on Zillow and instead rely on the official MLS updates from your agent. That is your fastest, most accurate source of data. Strictly adhere to your budget. And take some time to separate your absolute, non-negotiable needs, like 3 bedrooms or a short commute, from those flexible wants, like a hot tub or a fancy home office. Having this clarity is a lifesaver when the market starts getting stressful. Now here is a crucial psychological reminder. Stay completely objective. It is just a house at this point. It is not your home yet. Do not start mentally painting the nursery or placing your couch during a showing. If you get emotionally attached too early, you're going to be tempted to overbid and stretch your budget, or you'll be completely crushed if someone else's offer wins. Just keep your emotions in check until the keys are actually in your hand. When you finally find the right place, remember that a winning offer is about way more than just the purchase price. Work with your agent to negotiate the terms. You can offer a stronger earnest money deposit. You can get creative with closing cost credits, or even shorten your inspection window to make your offer look super enticing to a seller. And here's a great little trick. Have your lender personally call the listing agent to vouch for how solid your pre-approval is. It makes a huge difference. And finally, step 6, underwriting to closing day. Once your offer is accepted, which is huge, congratulations, your contract becomes the binding map for the final leg of your journey. Let's quickly walk through what those final 30 days look like. You'll get your customized loan estimate by day 3. Then comes your home inspection window, and please never waive this. It's your protection against buying a money pit with a collapsing roof or sketchy wiring. Next up, the lender orders an appraisal to ensure the home is actually worth the purchase price. Finally, the underwriter reviews the whole shebang and issues a clear to close. That means you are officially ready to wire your final funds and sign the papers.
So there you have it. You now have the complete roadmap to confident homeownership. You know exactly how to plan your money, how to assemble an incredible team, and how to protect your emotions along the way. But I want to leave you with this final question. When you finally unlock that front door for the very first time, what is that going to mean for your family's financial legacy? The market is shifting every single day, so are you ready to make your confident move? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and happy house hunting.